Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show. 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 Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show.
I think somebody's excited. He's holding up the banner and the three fingers. Anyhow, welcome to another rapid fire of the Mizzle Dub show. He is Mizzle A Dub, and some very very intriguing games tonight. There was a four-way dance, and we'll just get right into it as some other teams have gone fishing. Real quickly, we'll just go over last night's game as the Atlanta Hawks find a way to force a game six to where game six of the Hawks and the Celtics will go against the NFL draft later on today. But Trae Young, with 2 seconds left, hoists a big shot from Worcester as the Hawks get a 119-117 win over the Celtics, and thus another day of rest for Mizzle's beloved 76ers as the Hawks continue to find a way to inch out the Celtics and make them play another game at least.
Yes.
Huge win for Atlanta over Austin as Trae Young had 38 of those big ones, shooting 14 of 33 from the floor. Collins added 22. Hunter added 13. Bogdanovich added 18, and Sadiq Bey added 12 off the bench. For Boston, Jaylen Brown had 35. To lead Boston, Tatum had 19. Smart had 10. White had 8. Williams had 10 off the bench, along with 14 off of Brogdon, but nonetheless, it wasn't enough as Atlanta forces a game six, which is taking place today in Atlanta as it goes up against the NFL draft. The Nuggets completed the gentleman's sweep in a very tough game, but they squeaked by the Timberwolves by a final score.
What a hell of a game, though.
Great effort. Unfortunately for Anthony Edwards, he gets in trouble right when his season ends.
Yeah.
Again, the Joker, showing why he is the reigning defending back-to-back MVP. He was yet outstanding again with another triple-double, 28, 17, and 12. But it was Jamal Murray that carried the load for Denver today, or last night. He had 35. Gordon adds 14.
Welcome back.
Brown adds 14 off the bench. Contavious Caldwell-Pope adds 10. And the Nuggets get the win 112-109. And then the Clippers got the nail put in them by Booker and Durant. Although the Clippers showed a fighting spirit, but the Suns were better with 36 as Devin Booker puts up 47 of those buckets as the Clippers, Kawhi-less, who was battling a torn meniscus,
go figure,
missed the last few games of this. There comes that question. But the Suns get the win 136-120. 136-130. Durant adds 31. DeAndre Ayton had a double-double with 21 and 11. Chris Paul had 15. Book with 47. OKG added 11. And so the Suns and the Nuggets will face each other in round 2, which we'll preview that a little bit later on. And now we get to tonight's game, starting off with what happened in Cleveland. You and I both had the Knicks winning the series, although we did not have it going in 5. As the Knicks with a sweep series over the Cavaliers with a 106-95 victory, despite the fact that Julius Randle hurt his ankle. But the Knicks definitely roll the shoulders. Go ahead.
Do the Knicks seem to play better without Julius Randle?
A very good question. Because he's definitely a key cog when he's in there. And like I said, Julius Randle is easily a walking double-double anytime he gets on the court because he because he is that talented.
Yes.
But question: it seemed like the Knickerbockers did not miss a beat when he did go down. Now he was solid. He was decent in the 60 minutes of play because he did shoot 4 9, had 13 points, six
Yeah.
rebounds, and 4 assists. So he was contributing before his untimely injury, and of course that injury is going to be checked on
Yes.
now that the Knicks have a few days of rest. Now that they took care of the Cavaliers early on, but again, Brunson was didn't shoot the ball well, but still left the Knicks with 23 points. But RJ Barrett was solid. He shot 7 13. He had 21. Robinson had 13.
Yes.
Toppin was solid. He had 12 points. But Emmanuel quickly in his 29 minutes had 19 points
Mhm.
off the bench as the Knicks just found a way to get it done. Donovan Mitchell at 28, LeVert at 17, Garland at 21. For the Cavaliers, a disappointing end, but nonetheless a very solid season where they traded for the
Right.
Spider, added the
Secret's
Spider to
right.
their team. They win 51. They win 51 games.
Yeah.
Nothing to be ashamed of. You have to think that the Cavaliers will be back. Tremendous job done by JB Bickerstaff.
Yep.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
Oh, yeah.
But the Cavaliers will now be fishing on the shores of Lake Erie, and then with a 106-95 victory. And just kudos to Tibbs, Tom Thibodeau.
Well,
Gets always gets an effort, always gets the max effort of his team. So this is the the fact that the Knicks did it in 5 games.
he's going up against his former pupil, Jimmy Buckets.
He is. That he is. And well, the story of this particular series has been it seems like a couple of guys show up and the rest of the team doesn't.
Yeah.
And then the one time he decides not to be Mr. Glass, the one time he decides to be not softer than Charmin, the one time Anthony Davis decides to show what a talent that he can be and what a talent that he is, shows up tonight. The rest of the Lakers crap the bed as again the Grizzlies find a way to force a game 6 back to Los Angeles
Yeah.
with a 116-99 win over the Lakers. But the story once again has been one Mr. Bain, one Mr. Desmond, 43 minutes, scored 33. John Morant came back to life again, had 31 after shooting a horrible game 5. Jackson at 18 and 10. And the Grizzlies just find a way to
Well, and LeBron James played like shit.
again. The one time Davis shows up, he had 31 points, 19 play when he shot 14 of 23 with 31 points and 19 boards. LeBron goes 5 for 17 for 15. I mean, he still had a double, had 15 points, 10 rebounds. D'Angelo Russell shoots 4 of 11. Austin Reeves shoots 4 of 13. He shoots 2 of 6. And Schroeder goes 0-4. I mean, the Lakers shoot 40% from the floor. Excuse me, and the Grizzlies shoot 44%. But I mean, it was just again, and it makes the overtime. I'm sorry, they led in game 4, but the Lakers came back to win in overtime to win by 6. And then the Grizzlies come back. If that's the case, the Grizzlies are winning the series and they're waiting for either the Kings or the Warriors in the next round. But nonetheless,
if they play better defense towards the end,
that too.
all they had to do was stop LeBron. But it's LeBron.
LeBron stopped himself tonight in game 5 as he was struggling mightily. But I asked this question earlier during our little powwow on our Instagram page, which you can find Mizzle underscore and underscore Dub underscore show. 3 underscores under Mizzle and Dub show on Instagram. I asked our little pal on Instagram, I said, does this go back to Memphis for a game 7? So I'll ask that question again. Can the Grizzlies find a way to win in LA to force a game 7 in Memphis?
Well, like I said earlier, if John Morant does not decide to be Superman, and be more, I mean, that's his style of basketball. I understand. Fast pace, get up the court, fly high, blase, blase, blase. But you tried that twice in LA, and it kind of cost you guys that game. Be more careful with the ball. You are injured, so you need to be playing a little bit smarter, as in De'Aaron Fox played a lot smarter with his finger. I can see it coming back. It all depends on Memphis. I think Memphis got in their way of the last game. They should have won in LA, and they should have been, I believe it should be 3-3. It should be 2-2. Actually, it should be 2-2, right? Because if they win in
Now the
LA,
Lakers have 3 games to 2. The Lakers have 3 games to lead. If Memphis wins, it goes 3-3 back to Memphis.
no.
Take all game 7.
What I'm asking is, if Memphis won in LA, would it have been 2-1? Yeah, it would have been 2-2.
If Memphis would have won the game they lost in overtime,
it would have been.
Would have been 2 games to no. It would have been 3 games
coming back to Memphis 2-2. And with Memphis, what I'm saying, with Memphis winning today, they're going back to LA to try to close it out, is what I'm getting at. Instead of trying to bring it back to Memphis to close out. That's what I was. So if they played a little more control, because Desmond Bane did everything he could to win that game in LA.
Yes, he did. Desmond Bane has had a fantastic series. He has balled out of his ever living mind.
Yeah. So
it's just again, it's
just play your style of basketball.
Maybe they need to go back to that. Yeah, maybe they need to go to that grind house with Marc Gasol and Zebo. Just a thought.
Well, John Morant has to play it.
I definitely think they. I definitely think they need to. Morant likes to be up tempo, but again, you just can't be flying all over the place because the floor is still defeated.
Yes,
and also you finish without trouble. There's nothing wrong with being aggressive and going to the rack.
Yes.
That being said, but again, the question is, and here comes the question now on the side of the Lakers is, can Anthony Davis do that for a second game in a row? And if he does, will his teammates play like crap again?
No.
So you don't think he can?
No, he hasn't shown it. When is he put back to back good games? In the regular season, maybe, yeah. But in the playoffs, he has not. And excuse me, as we both were taking sips at the same time. That's bad etiquette. But
thirsty. You're thirsty.
He seems to play better on the road than he does at home.
Very valid point.
So,
but we shall see.
Did Dylan Brooks do an interview with this game?
I did not hear anything about Dylan Brooks. But I do know that things will be very, very interesting on Friday as a game 6 for the Lakers and the Grizzlies. And now, what more can you say?
Are we talking about that guy?
What more? We are going to talk about that guy.
Oh.
We're going to talk about that dude. That is one Mr. Jimmy Buckets. Again, as I've said it time and time before, that man can play on my team any day. How do you follow up a 56-point performance? Well, you add another 40 burger. He adds 42, then hits an absolutely ridiculous shot that perhaps only Wardell Stephen Curry can hit. to force overtime.
The will to win,
But
man.
more importantly than that, it was the defense of the Heat. It was the defense of the Heat that makes Milwaukee not even get a shot off in the closing seconds of overtime for the Heat to get the win in overtime, 128 to
And poor
126.
clock
And
management.
earlier, as we said, Bam Adebayo.
Christian Allen.
Yes, very much so.
Christian Allen. Yeah. Poor clock management, bro. What were floater?
First off, not only that is just okay. You have a shooter in Chris Middleton. You have a shooter in Wesley Matthews. Why are they not touching the ball? Or why did Chris Middleton give up the ball? But again, I'm not a coach. I'm just a fan that watches Sportsland as a sports show with my cohort for the last 27 years. But I know nothing.
The thing is,
Bam Adebayo had one of the
where's your brain? You got to look up at the clock. You know this is the fourth quarter. This is to keep your season alive. That kind of almost
not
reminds me
fourth quarter
J.R.
overtime.
Smith. It reminds me of J.R. Smith a little bit, which I thank J.R. Smith. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. J.R. Smith. Yeah. That's the greatest meme ever. LeBron James with the crybaby face. It's one of the greatest memes gifts ever. I mean,
Here's my question. If you're Mike Budenholzer, why you don't call a timeout, take the ball at midcourt, and draw a play?
Ooh. And you already been in the finals. You know what to do to win.
You are an NBA Finals winning coach.
You're
just only 2 years. You're only just 2 years removed from winning the NBA title. Only 2 years removed. 2021 is when the Bucks came back down 2 games to none against the Suns and won the last four games to win their first title since 1971.
We wasn't even a thought.
But at the same time, again, Jimmy Butler is just special. He just is. I mean, even in the interview, he was saying the reporter was asking about what is about playoff Jimmy, and Jimmy's like, and Jimmy Butler is a very humble young man. In his interviews, it's about the team, not necessarily about him, because he said, I don't know about that. I just wanted to help my team win, and that's what it's all about. Another reason why you just can't help but cheer for the man and just enjoy the way he plays basketball.
Yeah, he plays the game right.
But again,
the only thing you can ask for, plays defense.
To quote the Hall of Fame coach Larry Brown, they play the right way. The old Larry Brown incentive. But I mean, it's just this is Jimmy Butler in 2020 all over again. It really is. It really is.
He put the team on his back.
Kevin Love was solid. He had a double 15 points. Yes, Kevin Love had a solid double. He had 15 points, 12 rebounds. Like we said, Bam Adebayo, perhaps the quietest triple double, despite the fact that he fouled out, that you'll ever see.
The 20, 10, and 11?
20 points. No, 20, 10, and 10.
20, 10, and 10.
Points,
okay.
10 rebounds, 10 assists.
Yeah. Balled out. Quiet.
But Gabe Vincent, the Santa Barbara Gaucho, shout out to the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos.
Oh.
Big West Conference champions. He had 22. Lowry, before he fouled out, had 10 points. But I mean, again,
he's fouling out. But he contributes before
I'd
say that. He contributes before
yes. Yeah, but as I keep saying, as I said before the series started, I said there's one team that could possibly upset the Bucks in the first round. I kept saying it's the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are not your normal number 8 seed.
No,
they
not.
Just are not.
Well,
and again, it just shows. And for the second time in 3 seasons, it's the Miami Heat that ends the Milwaukee Bucks season. So now there's a good possibility chance that let's just, for lack of a better term, let's just say it is indeed Boston versus Philadelphia, and finally Philadelphia gets over that hump and beats Boston.
Yes.
Now, because Philly's the higher seed, it'll now be Philly with the home court advantage throughout the rest of the Eastern Conference playoffs.
Scared.
Yeah, but
Because
that's not here nor there.
Bro. No, Jimmy's on the mission. And remember, I told you I'm gonna need a minute to talk about Mr. Buckets.
Floor's yours. Go ahead.
For a second to talk about Mr. Buckets.
Floor's yours.
Now, as you said, I'll go ahead and put that out real quick and grab the drink. Now, as you said, Jimmy can play on your team anytime. Anytime.
Any day of the week.
My team had Jimmy Butler. And you know what Jimmy was doing? The same thing he's doing with the Miami Heat. Helping Embiid win. He was winning everything. Now, mind you, nobody wanted to draft Jimmy Butler. Nobody wanted Jimmy Butler on their team. I mean, this is what his fourth team?
I believe so, yes. The Bulls, Timberwolves, 76ers, and now the Heat.
Yes, this is his fourth team. I think he finally has found a home. I think Miami will do whatever it takes to keep Jimmy because he is almost like Steph. I mean, he may not shoot like Steph, but I tell you what he does have, he has better defense than Steph. Okay.
The defense has always been there.
The defense has always been there. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Jimmy Butler come from Marquette?
Yes, he did. That's after playing one season, and that's playing 1 year at a JC.
Exactly.
At Tyler Junior College.
Yes. So, and Marquette puts out some damn good basketball players. I believe a guy by the name of Wade with Marquette. But
she did.
Let's get back on Jimmy. This is the second time we've seen Jimmy Butler perform like this. I mean, I do believe we just talked about him in the bubble. That man puts his body on the line for his team and to get the W. I mean, you can look up the picture of Jimmy Butler passed out on the floor and then look up Jimmy Butler in the bubble and you see my man like this, exhausted. He plays the basketball the right way. I mean, I'm pissed that we got rid of him. I hope he gets a ring, just not at the mix of my Warriors or the Sixers that he can get it against any other team. It's not those two. But let's start putting some respect on Jimmy Butler's name. Let's start giving him the credit that he deserves. He's been making big shots, big defensive stops. I mean, what else can you? What else? Can
you mean to tell me?
Go for it.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that Jimmy Butler's 76er career was only 55 games?
We got him at the tail end of his contract when we traded for him. He was a free agent. Yeah. We traded him mid-season. And do you know that what was his record with the Sixers? Can you pull that up? Out of those games, I guarantee you he had like at least 20 wins. At least he was 500. Had to be.
Let's see when he got traded to Phil.
Oh, he got traded. There's no pausing on the show.
Yes. Okay. It was part of the Zach LaVine deal that sent Zach LaVine to the Bulls. After he signed a multi-year deal with the Bulls. I'm sure the Bulls regret that. All right. So he was traded to the 76ers for the Jared Bayless, Robert Covington, Sarchik trade. And signed as a free agent with the 76ers on July 6th, 2019, and then was part of the 14 trade that moved a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. A lot of people got moved, for sure. I think I didn't want us to give up Covington. I think at the time, Covington was having a good season with the Sixers, but then
Yeah.
I understood the latitude of getting the likes of a Jimmy Butler. Is what you know my saying when they were trading was going on. You don't give up Embiid and you don't give up Maxey. Anybody else? I'm kind of starting to feel that way with Paul Reed right now. I don't want Paul Reed to go. He's been a good contributor. Or DeAnthony Melton. That's who that nucleus I would like to keep together for sure. And go Atlanta, go Atlanta. I will repeat, go Atlanta. And stay sane, go Atlanta. Yes. Quite scared of them too, because they did put us out a couple of years ago.
All right. So in the 55 games that Jimmy Butler was a 76er, the team was 35-20. So 15 games over 500. Now to go that in sight, Jimmy Butler has a career record of 23-8 against the Sixers in his career.
So you understand why I'm saying I'll be scared.
Well, I can understand the pain, but again, I mean his teammates gravitas to him.
Yep.
Like I say, he's a fantastic leader. And it just goes to show you that the Miami Heat wanted him.
Yeah.
Pat Riley did everything he possibly could to get him.
Yes.
And I mean, if you're Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley, it's definitely perhaps one of your best free agent signings ever.
Next to Tim Hardaway.
Next to him, Alonzo Mourning. No, Tim Hardaway was traded from the Warriors to the Heat. Alonzo Mourning signed with.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean,
yes.
But definitely Alonzo Mourning started the foundation of players wanting to come to Miami and play for the Heat. And as I say, yeah, I mean, yes, you can say that. Well, now I know they changed the name, but to me, it's still the American Airlines.
Yeah.
Arena.
Yes.
But I mean, yeah, it is D Wade's house, but Alonzo Mourning's foundation and Tim Hardaway's foundation got that building built.
100.
But now it's starting to become Jimmy Butler's house. And
well, he already
now, with that said,
he already said it. There's a gift right now where he said, "This is my shit, my house." Yeah. So yeah, he owns Miami now.
So 96 points in the last two games. Now they have advanced. That means possibly if they keep going further, that eventually means their hero will be returning for the Miami Heat. And you can know they can use his points and definitely use his shooting. But again, kudos to Eric Spoelstra. Kudos to the Miami Heat. They go on to the semifinals, and we get some old school Eastern Conference basketball as the old rivalry is renewed once again, which, of course, we will talk about the Knicks and the Heat meeting up again in the playoffs momentarily. But now we turn to the capital city of Sacramento, where my co-host and brother happens to live close to the area, but the refs tried to do everything they possibly could to keep this Kings in the game. But the Warriors, as Mizzle would say, they weathered the storm as Sacramento got off to a very hot start in the first quarter, shooting the three ball tremendously well, but then they went ice cold for the rest of the game. But normally, Game 6 Clay would show up in Game 6, but Game 6 Clay showed up a game early tonight as Klay Thompson was outstanding, was 10 for 19 from the floor, shot 5-11 from three, had 25 big points in 32 minutes. But again, it is Wardell that stirs the drink. Curry had 31 of those big ones.
No. We are not about to give Stephen Curry this love. We're about to sit here and talk about Kevon motherfucking Looney. We about to put some motherfucking respect on Kevon Looney's name. What has he done?
The former UCLA Bruin.
Excuse me?
Well, besides play every game,
okay, Mr. Iron Man.
He has
yes.
He has rebound the ever living bejesus out of the basketball and has played fantastic defense.
Who's that remind you of a little bit? Dennis Rodman.
Oh yeah.
Remember when Dennis Rodman got in his, because Dennis Rodman can score. Don't get it twisted. Just like Kevon Looney, if he wants to get down there and be a big man, he got the moves, he can do it. He's knowing his role. That's what Dennis Rodman, the same thing Dennis Rodman did. All right, forget it. I'm around scores. So
people forget. Kevon Looney can hit the 12 to 14.
Exactly.
12 to 14 footer.
Yes.
He has the mid range. He can do it. He was a scorer at UCLA. Look up the film.
Yes. But what I'm just saying is he's surrounded by scores. So he didn't put in his mental, okay, you know what? I'm just going to grab rebounds and I'm going to pass and get assists and I'm going to play damn good defense. Okay. This is the second time, I believe in this series that Kevon Looney has had 20 plus rebounds. He broke his season high.
He had 22 tonight.
So he tied
22 tonight.
Tied it because he had 22 against Memphis in the playoff game. So he tied it, but he's also had 21 in this series. So let's start giving Kevon Looney a little bit. You know, I'm gonna take a baseball term and let's go ahead and give Kevon Looney a hum baby. You know what I'm saying? Because he's out there playing. He's out there playing good basketball. I mean,
yes, he is.
His defense is just whatever they're practicing or whoever the defensive coach is, whatever they're doing, they paid attention to film. They're knowing what Mike Brown is trying to do. They're making Sabonis look like a non-factor, even though Sabonis is slightly getting his because he's not scoring, but he's getting it with the rebounds and the passing. But Sabonis is a scorer, and we have eliminated the way he scores. I mean, Kevon just. I mean,
tonight Sabonis shot the ball better out of all the Kings. He shot 9-15, had 21 points and 2 rebounds.
I mean, it was quiet. It was like he was doing anything spectacular. But are we really talking about Looney? I mean, he did this last year. This last year for us to win the championship.
No.
You know, so but we need to start giving Kevon Looney a little bit more love. That's all I'm saying.
Well, as I said on our little powwow on the IG feed, I said he's the glue. He is the glue to the Warriors. I mean, yes, Draymond's the heartbeat, Clay's the calm, Wardell's the most valuable, but Kevon Looney is the glue that keeps it together. And you could say Iggy's the coach, even though he's not playing.
Bro.
De'Aaron Fox.
If this man does not get off the player book so we can go sign somebody else to replace him and become a coach and go sit his ass over there because he's already doing it. He's already doing it. Did you see the footage of where he was over there talking to Kuminga? I can't remember the exact thing, but I think because Kuminga wasn't getting the minutes per se. And I guess he felt like he wasn't. You know, he had the towel over his head, and all you see is Iggy.
He felt discouraged.
Thank you, but I mean, it's time for Iggy to go ahead and just put on the suit. Just go ahead. I mean, the door has already been offered to him. It's already been offered to him for him to be the coach. He said it's there whenever he wants to be done with basketball because I believe he can take Mike Brown's position.
He can, yeah.
And there it is, and then. Few years later, I can see Iggy being a coach.
Well, I mean, the defense first off, in addition to that, let's give GP2 some love also. He was solid in his 60 minutes of play, shot 4 or 5, 8 points, and 6 rebounds, despite the fact that he's still not healthy. But again, for the second game in a row, Draymond Green comes off the bench. And Draymond Green, when Draymond Green is scoring,
when he's hitting threes,
that is a huge You
hits three.
well, he only shot the ball twice from three, and he was
Stat for
50%.
you, 'cause I know you heard it too. When is the last time Draymond Green had 21 points in a playoff game?
Game 7 of the 2016 finals against the Cavaliers when he scored 31.
See,
He never.
but yet again,
But
Draymond Green knows
the
his role.
Warriors, and he does. But the Warriors, for the 28th straight time in a playoff series, win one game on the road, which is all they needed. And now, Friday night at 5 p.m., which is a rare start time for a Warriors playoff game, but game 5 or game 6 p.m. Thrive City at the big ATM Mills Chain Center is going to be very, very litty that you can catch on ESPN or Real Warriors fan watch on NBC Sports Bay Area because, yes, sir. Go ahead.
What did Vince Carter say when he did that dunk in Oakland?
Oh, when it's over? Well, actually, Kenny the Jet Smith yelled it for him, but Vince Carter gave the gesture. Also, it also gave us one of the greatest memes ever. But it also gave us one of the greatest memes ever when Kevin Garnett did his famous. He gave us, yeah, exactly.
That was Shaq, right? Was that Shaq that did?
Of his. That was Shaq. No, well, I'll see what Kevin Durant did. Hold on, because it obviously save this in my phone because it's one of the great memes that keeps on giving.
Well,
and thank you, Kevin Durant.
We always share the things that keep on giving, but
there it is.
Oh yeah. Kings fans. Let's. I would love to rewind back to a few shows ago, where when you guys went up 2-0 against Dub Nation, and you guys started the party like you won the damn final, especially after you won game 1. Game 1, you was ready to throw a parade. Game 2, you was talking about you guys were hitting the Vince Carter. But as I was telling everybody that's a Kings fan, you guys got to come to San Francisco. Bring that same energy that you got in Sacramento. Bring that to San Francisco. And guess what? You didn't match it. And you gave defending champs life. And as my brother just said, all they needed was one game on the road. It's fun. So Friday, when you guys come back to San Francisco, as I said that you guys couldn't match that energy that I told you was going to be Royal. It was going to be Royal in San Francisco. I told you that. And it was Royal in San Francisco. So on the closeout game, what you think about to happen? And I'm loving Draymond Green coming off the bench. That is intelligent. That is so smart because you're also saving fouls. Number one.
Yes.
You're also saving fouls. And you can run Draymond Green with the twos. And then you can intertwine them in back with the ones.
Well, I have one idea. I have one idea that might happen on a Friday at Oracle.
Well, it's now Chase Center, but yeah, Oracle.
The gongs might be appearing. And somebody might be resting in peace and not going fishing.
Did you just hit the people that we also love that support this show? Did you just hit them with WWF? I said the F with the Undertaker's theme music.
Do it again. We'll go with the gongs. Yeah, I went there.
So basically, what you're gonna say is it's gonna take the Warriors the whole time that it takes the Undertaker to get to the ring to win this game. That's what you're
No,
gonna
I'm not gonna say it's gonna, I'm not gonna say it's gonna take 30 minutes for them to. I'm just saying is you. All I'm saying is the Sacramento Kings might be given their last rites
But
on
here's
Friday night
but
inside Chase Center.
I agree, but you know what though? A little bit of foreshadowing, if it does happen. I believe it's going to happen. But this team, when the Warriors win, because I believe the Warriors was winning this series, when this happens, you walk off this court, you get right to work, and you come back next season, which I believe you. Like I said, I believe they will be the 1 or 2 seed next year. I believe the playoffs will have to be ran through Sacramento, straight up. But what Mike Brown has did with 1 year, now give him another season, and then maybe another season. I might have to agree with you, bro. They might actually be hosting the Larry O'Brien Trophy here pretty soon. Because there's nothing else they can do. They can go backwards or they can go straight higher than what they have done. Just right now, they ran across,
like I said,
a good Warrior team. That's it.
Like I said, Monty McNair, the Kings GM, who rightfully got a well-deserved contract extension.
Yes.
Okay. Him and Mike Brown have together. And not to mention, he's an Ivy Leaguer from Princeton University.
Oh, so he's smart.
Needless to say. Yeah. needless to say, yes. But again, him and Mike Brown came together and they did this in their first year together, which is insane.
Yeah.
So, like I said,
don't break it. Don't break it up. Just add pieces.
Got it.
Add pieces.
Yeah.
He
paid his due. He paid his dues being in the Rockets for 13 years. Of course, the Rockets got to the Western Conference Finals twice, both times at the demise of the Warriors. But McNair has paid his dues. And again, Joe Dumars picked him to take over after Joe Dumars helped clean up the mess that Vlade Divac and Peja Djokovic kind of messed up in a sense.
Yeah.
But he has been tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, what really more can you say? They have a good nucleus. It's there. They chose the right person to build around De'Aaron Fox. Him and Sabonis have a good synergy, have a good dynamic. Murray have a good dynamic together. Them giving Kevin Huerter was good. Them drafting Keegan Murray was outstanding to go along with Davion Mitchell. Like I said, you are a fan of the Sacramento Kings.
It's there.
The winning is about to start happening again.
Yeah.
And the big sheet metal known as the Golden One Center is going to start sounding like that old girl named Archon. I'm telling you, they're trending they're going in the right direction. And if you're a Kings fan, you are going to you're about to embark into another good era of Kings as I can give an opponent.
Well, just take it from us Warrior fans. Look how long it took us for us to start having all this. So it's coming. The Kings, this is just a preview. I mean, hell, honestly, let's play devil's advocate. I wouldn't be shocked if the Kings can run off 2 games.
Oh,
you know, would
I
be disappointed in my organization? Yes, because you guys should know what to do to close out. You know what I'm saying? This is something, but this is the NBA. You still play, but I believe in my heart that it's over Friday. I just think they're gonna.
So I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised in the next few years if we see an I-80 Western Conference Finals. It could happen.
Well, that would mean that
Could happen.
Warriors and them would have to be at the top of the top of the standings.
Correct. Or they would have to be in different brackets.
That's what I'm saying. They can't be in the 3-6.
Yeah.
Be in the
Yeah.
1-2, the
Correct.
1-2
Correct.
for that to
Correct.
happen.
But
Hey,
again,
hey,
but again,
and I'll say it can
this
happen
is
when Clay and
game 6.
well, you know what happens in game 6.
Again,
You know,
this
it's at home.
This is game 6.
And it's at home.
And we know what happens in game 6. Game 6 Clay normally makes his appearance in game 6.
Well, he gave you a preview.
Yes, he gave us a preview one game earlier with his performance tonight. And I mean, Clay was
if he had the 5 fouls, I think he'd have 30.
To quote Bob Fitzgerald, one 3-pointer he made that from your former residency of Davis. He shot one from Davis.
I would have said Dixon.
He shot it from Davis. But anyhow, congratulations to the Knicks. Congratulations to the Heat. So now, as Friday, it'll be center stage on the Kings and Warriors and Lakers and Grizzlies. And then Saturday will be game 1 of the Suns and Nuggets. Despite the fact that the Nuggets are the number 1 seed.
Let's go. Wait a minute.
You know, the fact the Nuggets are the 1 seed. No, I'm saying it's the Suns and the Nuggets. What I'm saying is, despite the fact that the Nuggets are the number 1 seed, Phoenix is a slight favorite in this series. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say that the game.
Yeah. No. So, Nuggets have Nuggets. Well, as it stands right now, Nuggets have the home court in the Western Conference until they're beaten.
Okay.
Now,
the reason why that favorite is because they have Kevin Durant. Whoever has Kevin Durant,
yeah, that helps. Yes,
it's always going to be a slight edge when you got Kevin Durant or Stephen Curry. That you're always going to have that. Well, I take that back. Sports America and ESPN said there was a 55% chance that the Kings will win this game. I felt slightly
winning game 6.
No. This game they just played.
Tonight's game. Yeah. Well, you heard what Charles Barkley said, and Charles Barkley once again has to eat crow because the Warriors stick it to him once again.
Him and Shaq both said at halftime that they still saw the Kings winning this game. And I'm like, you know what? Every time Charles Barkley opened his mouth and it's against the Warriors, I'm like, it's about to be a good night. Every time. I mean, he could have had some times that the Warriors have lost when he opened up his mouth, but I believe the Warriors are like the Giants when they wear the city jerseys. When Charles Barkley opened his mouth, there's a good high winning percentage that the Warriors are going to win.
Saturday pits game 1 of the Nuggets and the Suns. Ooh. How do you see that series forming?
Well, the last time we saw the Suns in the playoffs, they just let Luka just run all over them last year.
In their house, mind you.
Exactly.
In a game 7.
Well, that was minus KD.
Correct.
Suns in 7.
So you're saying the Suns will win game 7 in altitude in Denver?
Because there's one person on that team that knows what it takes to get where they need to be.
Kevin Durant, you're absolutely right. And hair and all.
This is the reason why the Warriors won their last titles, because they got rid of Harrison Barnes and they replaced Harrison Barnes with KD. There was something that somebody saw in Dallas, the way Dallas handled the Suns, and they knew KD is that missing link. Now, if they run up against the juggernaut, that's the I will say, here's another foreshadow. I'm calling the Suns and Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. And do you want to know where my prediction is for the Western Conference Finals? Because that means the Suns would have to hold. They're holding home court.
They would have home court. Yes.
The Warriors walk off in Phoenix in Game 7, back to the finals.
Boy. Oh, that is very tempting for me just to go drive up to Phoenix and possibly try to go to a game.
Because guess what? Whoever the Warriors play next, we all know it's between the Grizzlies and the Lakers. They're beating the hell out of each other. The Warriors are about to win Friday. And we will get a Game 7 with the Memphis Grizzlies and the Lakers. So no matter who they play, they're going to win because the team they're playing, number one, they're beat up. AD's not healthy.
Yeah.
I guarantee you LeBron is nowhere near healthy. Nowhere. He may say his foot is okay. LeBron ain't healthy. Okay. And you know how
not to mention all these taxing minutes that he's playing.
Exactly.
Which will take.
And they bench ain't ready. The Lakers bench ain't ready for the Warriors. Okay. They're no. And if you're a Laker fan, if you want to come on the show, we can Stephen A. Smith this shit. You tell me your bench is ready to see the Warriors. If you can say that, you just trying to get clout. Anyway, Memphis, it also depends on if Memphis takes care of business in LA.
Well, if that's the case, Game 7 of that series would be on a Sunday, which is also Game 1 of the Miami Heat and the New York Knickerbockers, with the Knicks having home court in the series.
Oh, Atlanta.
So Madison Square Garden will indeed be at its peak.
Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to watch First Take tomorrow later on.
And if there is a Game 7 between the Hawks and the Celtics, that would be on Saturday. Just FYI.
Let's go.
Heat and Knicks, of course, for 4 straight years, the Knicks and the Heat met.
Give me 7. Just give me 7. Brother, it's almost like that's going to be a heavyweight boxing match in the Mecca.
I just want to see Jimmy Buckets and Brunson go mano a mano, because it's going to be a duel between those two gentlemen, and they're both going to deliver. But again, like I said, as I've been saying so far in these whole entire playoffs, just something about playoff Madison Square Garden just makes it absolutely special. And I guarantee you, on Sunday afternoon, I'm pretty sure on ABC, I'm telling you, Madison Square Garden is going to be at its all-time high and peak.
The stars are going to be
the
stars is going to be out.
And you know Chris Rock's going to be there. You know Tracy Morgan's going to be there. Of course, you know Spike is going to be in his trademark seat. Yes. And hopefully they'll let Charles.
He was at the closeout game.
Yeah, he was. He was there tonight in Cleveland for Game 5 of the closeout game. Yes, he was. But again, like I said, I think it's going to be a duel between Brunson and Butler. I agree.
Basketball. Isn't this good for basketball? I mean, I'm gonna tell you. Yes, I'm gonna tell you how good basketball is right now, and you can hit me with the conspiracy, whatever. All California teams made it to the playoffs. We have a 90-mile playoff for Northern California. I mean, this has been good for the city of Sacramento. As much as I don't like nothing Sacramento, this has been good for Sacramento. I mean, LA always thrives. I'm just talking about basketball-wise, brother. I'm just talking about basketball.
I know.
You know, I'm a River Cat fan because they're affiliate of the Giants, our favorite baseball team. Yes.
By the way, the Giants won 5 in a row. Keep it up, boys.
Oh, damn it. That was going to be my final piece, fucker. But anyway.
You can still add to it.
This is good for California, period. California has, but here's my political mind. what the fuck's going on, that they're trying to take our mind off what the fuck's going on. When you're giving something, something is trying to take your mind off something if you're paying attention to what's going on in this country. So for the first time that all California basketball teams are in the playoffs, and we got the 90-mile, the I-80 thing going.
I-80 series.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I mean, I love it. It makes it more better that the Dubs are beating the Kings. I hope Memphis beats LA. The Clippers are gone. So, you know what? To be the best, beat the best. Bring on the king. Steph Curry knocks out LeBron just like he did in the finals, but LeBron decided to come to the West and Curry still taps that ass. What a great story. So, yeah, bring that. I'll take that.
Oh. It will be the first time in 30 years when the Lakers and the Warriors will play in the playoff series, because that's the last time they played was back in 1991.
Wow.
Of course, the Warrior family would love nothing more than to end the Lakers season.
Oh.
That would just warm my heart to my heart's content. But at the same time, the focus, and I know the focus is there because Steve Kerr will not let them get out of focus. The focus is
focused on the Kings right now.
In Game 6
yes,
on
it's the Kings.
Friday.
I was just saying, me as a fan, I'm foreshadowing. I know the Warriors are not foreshadowing. They're worried about Friday. And I believe they're going to take care of business. We've seen this story multiple times since this regime has been here. We know that one road game that they need to win, they always find a way to win that road game, and they close it out the next game. I mean, so sorry, not sorry, Kings fans.
I'll just ask. I'll just ask this question before we wrap it up. How many for Game 6? Clay in Game 6.
How many buckets?
Yes.
Clay about to erupt for like 30. 30, I'm gonna say high end, he'll get 36, low end 30. Clay's getting 30.
Now, I know you said 7. Do you have a winner for the Heat and the Knicks?
In 7?
Yes.
I'll say this, and then here's my answer. And when I say this, even though he doesn't play for him anymore, Pops will be happy. I gave you my answer.
Interesting analogy.
Because Brunson is a bad. I'm gonna have to piggyback off you, bro. Brunson and Jimmy Butler is going to be exciting to watch. Just to see, because Brunson gonna get his, but Jimmy Butler gonna take that on his shoulder, be like, I'm about to shut this young man down. It's me and him, mano y mano. Y'all worry about him. Brunson's mine. We ain't switching. We ain't doing none of this. I'm guarding Brunson. That's Jimmy Butler. I just believe that New York got a little bit more than Miami. And Miami plays defense, but so does Thibodeau. He is a defensive-minded person when it comes to basketball. He leaves the offense.
That's why I say it's. That's why I say it's old. That's why I say it's old school Eastern.
Because his defense.
Yes.
They're going to get their offense because you have offensive players, but they in this with these two teams, it's more defense because their defense sets up their offense. Both teams. So that's why this chess match is going to be spectacular. And I'm gonna need the Van Gundy's in the building. I'm gonna need Alonzo Mourning to be in the building because they're gonna have to replicate that incident. I'm sorry. I'm not letting that down. I'm talking as long as these two teams are playing until it's over. I am talking about that incident until they replicate it because you know that's a story and they're going to do it. You know they're gonna make you. ESPN is they're already writing the story about it right now. It's already printed. I'm telling you. Bro. April 27th, 1:35 in the morning. ESPN will run a story with these two teams because they're in the playoffs about when Van Gundy got dragged by Alonzo Mourning. No, it wasn't Alonzo Mourning. Yeah, it was Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, he was on Alonzo Mourning's leg. Yes.
Yeah, I guarantee if it's not on tomorrow's on Sports Center, I would be appalled. It's going to happen. If I'm thinking it and I'm just a normal person that does a show with my brother, just for the people, you already know somebody already thought about it on ESPN. You already know that one, what you call those people that are trying to get in the company? They're
the interns.
And thank you. I was going to say apprentices, but yes, interns. I guarantee you there's an intern that wants to bring that up right now. They already pitched it. ESPN is buying him a Tesla right now. I'm telling you, him or her or whatever the gender thing we're going through right now. They're getting a Tesla right now because they thought of it. Because I thought of it. I'm telling you, if I'm thinking of it, it's going to be. If not, ABC will do it. I'm telling you. Mark my words.
Well, on that note, good sir, go ahead and take your parting shot as we wrap it up.
How about those Giants? How about those San Francisco Giants? The team out the Bay. You know, when the Warriors are doing good, the Giants are damn near slightly doing good when it's playoff basketball and the Warriors are producing in the playoffs. This happened last year. The Giants were playing good baseball when the Warriors were doing their run. So that's all I want to say about the Giants. Let's just give the Giants a little bit of credit because of the 5 games they won. And thank goodness that they finally got the ace a win because he's been dealing.
Yeah. Logan Webb was outstanding. Logan Webb was outstanding against the Mets.
Yes. So it's good.
Alex Cobb was fantastic. Gave the bullpen a rest.
Yes.
But now the Giants are starting at their bats, and Mitch Haniger made his debut. And I really want to see a middle of the order with Mitch Haniger, Michael Conforto, and Jock Peterson. That could be a deadly 3-headed monster in the middle of that Giants lineup. I'm just trying to tell you. And again, as I said, Tyro Estrada is my current favorite Giant right now because he's been bashing the ball lately. Go ahead, sir. You got some.
No, I say prepare to hate me. Prepare to hate me.
You know what though? But you know what though? Why does that hairstyle actually fit him? that might be wrong of me to say. But damn it, that hairstyle fits him. Oh God.
There's a glare.
There's a glare, but what he sent me was Draymond Green driving to the basket with Dirk Nowitzki's hairstyle. Damn the internet. Damn them.
They winning.
My final parting shot is I would be remiss if I did not give a tribute. Yesterday we lost a legend. We lost a advocate. We lost an icon. The late, great, wonderful Mr. Harry Belafonte passed away at the
Oh,
age of
no.
96.
I not
Um,
that missed me. And I know
um,
about a Mr. Belafonte. Oh my god,
yes.
really?
96 lived a fantastic
Yeah,
life.
they life. They life.
Was still very much active.
Yeah,
It's hard not to think about him and the late great Mr. Sidney Poitier being together, because it seems like wherever you saw one, the other
together.
was
Yeah,
right there, was right there beside them.
yes.
But countless contributions that Mr. Belafonte made in movies, in music, in activism. Um, guy has he is one of the few
Mm-mm.
to do this trifecta. He is one of the few performers to receive an Emmy, win a Grammy,
Oh,
win an Oscar, and win a Tony Award. Okay? Not very many people have that on their resume. Mr. Belafonte did.
spectacular.
Of course, known for best known for his Deo song, of course, or the Banana Boat song where he sings that in a cappella. But again, he was a close friend of the late Dr. Martin Luther King. He
Yep.
was, of course, right smack dab in the right of the civil rights movement in the 50s and 60s. Um, he was awarded with the Kennedy honors in 1989. Of course, put in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's just so many
You
things
go on and on. You
he
go
has
on and on.
done. A tremendous humanitarian. Is one to pay homage as he leaves us at the age of 96, but lived a fantastic life and touched so many others. So, one final tribute to the talented, iconic, great Mr. Harry Belafonte.
You're here.
On that note, we thank you for watching this rapid edition of the Mizzle A Dub Show, where we previewed all the games to go. So here's what we know. Friday, doubleheader. Games 6 between the Warriors and Kings. That's at 5. Lakers and Grizzlies at 7. As the Warriors will try to end their series and move on to the second round. Of course, the Lakers will play the winner of the Lakers Grizzlies series. So possibly 2 series might be coming to an end. We could possibly have an LA to the Bay matchup in round 2, or the Grizzlies might get what they want, us in the playoffs again. And Memphis, be careful what you wish for.
Well, we ain't
You
worried
might
about
not
Dylan
want this
Brooks.
version of the Golden State Warriors. Just
We ain't gonna hear from Dylan Brooks because when shit get real, he don't know how to handle the situation.
so tomorrow we got game 6, Hawks and Celtics, which is going up against the NBA, going up against the NFL draft. Of
we'll
course,
chime in live on that.
Saturday, game 1 of the Nuggets and Suns, and possibly a game 7, Celtics and Hawks, if it goes that far. Of course, Sunday, if necessary, game 7 between Warriors and Kings and Warriors and Grizzlies, and game 1, Warriors and Kings and Lakers and Grizzlies, and then game 1 of the Knicks and the Heat, which will start at 10 a.m. So,
Oh,
again,
10 a.m. on Sunday?
but
You said the Knicks
game 1 on Sunday between Knicks and Heat, game 1 Sunday, yes.
I gotta go to work.
So, as we announced on our Instagram page, to our viewers that are watching us on our YouTube page, tomorrow during the NFL draft, me and Mizzle will be live on our IG page, which again, we probably should put that on our YouTube page, and we will definitely talk to Zordoc,
Put it in
aka
there.
Super No Beat Maker, to possibly add that. But again, to find the Mizzle and Dub Show page on Instagram, We will be on our Instagram page live during the entire first round of the NFL draft. So if you want to come in and say what your team should do in the draft, feel free to welcome. So that'll be our draft show.
The live feed is strictly sports. If you're not coming on to talk sports, don't come on. This is what this is going to be about. You can talk to us later on anything else, but sports, the draft, we're sticking to the draft.
Sticking to the draft. Well, I mean, now if you want to be Nostradamus and give your picks and think what team is going to pick next, that's fine. But again, it's strictly about talking about the NFL draft. And who might trade down, who might trade up, who might draft who. This is what this show's about. NFL draft. You can leave the side comments in the comments box. Maybe we'll answer them, maybe we'll not. But this is strictly about talking about the NFL draft and what your team should go on based on their draft needs. With that said, we thank you for watching this edition of the Mizzle A Dub Show. I am Dub, and the box 12 some damn where. We will see you later on today on our IG page for our NFL draft show. As yes, it is time to get back to NFL football with the draft.
Yes.
Makes Mizzle very happy.